3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so I was waiting to say this, but because I know somebody put a donation for me, but I want any donations to go towards Tella being named Fuzzface.
Okay.
Not Fusoya?
I don't think you get to rename him. Otherwise, I would say.
Yeah, he does.
No, you do.
No.
I didn't see him in the list.
Not in IR.
Right.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It's too late.
Alright, so there's a lot that's going to happen in this game. The big thing is the ducking mechanic. You get a dodge attacks to Gleam, and it gives you a huge damage boost. That was cool.
And you gleam by waiting until the enemies attack, and then you crouch right as they're attacking you. And that's what the orange glow is.
Okay. So I got a knee drop, which is one of the 2 drops I really need in stage 1. So I want to point out that this tutorial is wrong. It says you do double damage, but you do triple damage, so...
Any explanations for that?
Yeah, it's actually not triple damage exactly. I don't think it's scaled off of some weird formula, but I didn't want to say in the tutorial it's scaled off of some weird formula.
That's alright, we'd understand. You don't know about anyone else.
Yeah.
Is this your guys' first time watching a speedrun of this game?
No, definitely not.
No, people have
been watching
Smurf many times. Yeah.
So I already would have to reset the game if I was going for a good attempt, because I absolutely have to get a power gambit drop off of a Bobo. And it's like a 1 in 4 chance, so that's okay. We got other chances before we actually need it.
He has another bubble right here.
This Bobo. He can, yeah.
Power, so in this game, there's things called stances, and Power Gambit is a stance that just raises your attack power. And it's the best one for us.
Yeah.
Oh wow, nice.
Yep. So I probably lost like 10 or 15 seconds in this stage because I didn't get the first drop. But it's a lot better than if I didn't get it at all, because I would have lost like 3 minutes.
Why doesn't every stage in every game end with an air guitar solo?
Yeah! Alright, and we got the Double Dragon 2 sprites because, you know, we gotta have some nostalgia here.
Sorry, Murph, that was Yang for Fuzzface, you said?
No,
Tella.
Tella, okay.
Okay. Oh yeah, so now they tell us about a mechanic that doesn't work in single player, but I'm gonna use it anyway. Okay, so this is one of the worst things that can happen. Both of them are convinced that someone else is supposed to be attacking me, so I can't get them to attack me. I've never played another beat 'em up where having an enemy not attack me is the worst thing that can happen, but this is the one.
So you just duck any attack?
Not quite any attack. There's a few attacks you can duck that won't gleam. There's very few of those, and there's a few attacks you just can't duck at all. Pretty much anything that's kind of aimed at your foot, you can't really duck.
And the Bobo double arm smash you can't duck, correct?
Correct. You can roll it, but you can't duck it.
What attacks can't you gleam off of?
A Bobo's throw is the main one that I can think of offhand.
Oh, okay.
I think you can't gleam the first Skullmageddon fight, his wake up attack, but I don't really try that anyway.
Yeah, that makes sense. This is information that we're learning too.
If I remember right, that happens a lot when developers get on stage with us.
Yeah. Okay, so that barrel randomly missed her, and I don't understand why. One
You guys
other thing that I'm doing...
There's a special secret, Easter egg that I put in that nobody notices. But it's there.
One other thing that I'm doing like constantly in this run, normally like all the attacks have a little bit of a recovery animation between them, but you can cancel most things when you're standing into a run, and by doing that and just immediately not running or releasing the run, it'll just return you to neutral, and you can just do the next attack immediately.
Yeah, so if you play the game, if it looks like he's kicking or punching too fast, that's the run cancel.
Yeah, or if it just looks like the animations are really blocky, because all the recoveries just get off.
And as you might have noticed, like he's always picking up weapons because they do way more damage than your normal attacks.
Yeah.
And the whip especially is super good because of its range.
Oh, double. All right.
There you go.
Is that
So this is... No, that's not triple. I didn't get the first one. Yeah, I'll...
Good ship down there.
Yeah, this. So I actually when this happened is when I fell in love with this game. I really don't like games that take themselves overly seriously, and I kind of didn't get what this game was doing until this happened. And then
Now, if I'm not mistaken, one of the guys in Skype call is actually the voice of one of the upcoming characters. If I'm
Yes, that is correct. Yeah, we decided to play it totally straight until this moment. Most people fell for it.
Yeah, fell for it's a good way to say it.
Alright. So I actually have a different strategy than I did. I used to just hit him with the bat, but then you have to wait for him to teleport and stuff, and we don't want him to do attacks, so we just interrupt the only thing that he can do. High five!
You're leaving him hanging.
Wow.
God. That's so fast.
That's the point of the speedrun. And the thing about the knee drop is that, if I'm not mistaken, it makes you completely invincible.
No, it does not.
Oh, really?
I actually have to be really careful on a few enemies that I knee drop, because there's a couple times when I'll take an intentional hit in the air, and knee drop is the only move you can do while you're being hit. So like you can intentionally take a hit and knee drop out of the air, and I'll do that on a couple of Bobos because there's no way to avoid getting the down smash attack, and then just knee drop immediately after. But if I do it too soon, I'll just get hit out of the knee drop and I won't be able to do it again, because until you land, you're not allowed to do it again.
I think I'm gonna need some help with this one. We've got a donation for what Murph wants the least.
Well, what do you want, and then we'll just donate for something else.
No, he wanted
Is
Tella.
this a trick?
No, we want Tella to be fuzz face. So what's the opposite of that?
Do we even have any other choices for Tella? Oh,
What's
yeah.
an incentive on a Genesis game?
We're done with all of our Genesis.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's right, I'm
I guess I could go home and get Blaster Master 2.
See, but I'd want that. That's the problem.
You would? Are you insane?
Heavy Nova.
Oh, yes, there we go. That's it. Heavy Nova.
Yeah.
I don't think we have an incentive for that.
Okay.
We need to make one. No, that's already on bonus stream, right, Adam?
Just use it as another name for Final Fantasy.
Alright, so these geishas, they have a proximity attack they do if you're close enough when they spawn. And fortunately you can gleam it. But the timing to do it is one of the most specific in the game, so I kind of used the, Uh-oh, that's gonna be bad.
Slipped.
Yeah. That'll work. Oh, okay, I didn't get hit. Amazing. Alright, that fight is really nightmarish sometimes. Okay, so I grabbed this key because I basically need to make a certain amount of money by stage 5. If I get bad luck, then unfortunate things happen later, but I should be good since I got the double gambit drop. Like, the worst I can do is still gonna be okay. You are okay. That's not good. Okay, that worked. Alright, so the Abobo here, oh wow. This game is being so nice to me. Those power gambit drops are 1 in 4, so it's like to have 3 of them out of 4 so far is really good. Ah! Alright.
Most excellent.
It's always good to see how far this has come since.
Yeah,
Mark started running it.
this has gone under some incredible changes since I first started playing it.
Even in the last couple weeks.
Yeah, I found.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not correct. That'll work. Oh my god, I have that much. Okay, so I actually have enough power gambits that I'm going to be kind of confused for a couple fights here because I'm going to be doing way more damage than I expect. And a lot of these guys, like, the damage is slightly random that you do with attacks. So I don't always know if like any given attack is going to kill somebody, because you can see I'm doing like right about 160 damage. But if it's lower than that, then Williams's won't die from a kick. And it can get pretty confusing.
Safe.
I love that.
So speaking of how far this game has come, when Murph first started running this, like he didn't even know about knee drop being really good. Like he used the, what's the spin kick? Oh wait, sorry, I almost played Disney.
Oh yeah, he's holding his breath.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good. A lot of people don't notice that he does that with his cheeks, but it's pretty special. All right, so these airlocks can be really tricky. I really want to be in specific places on the cycles when specific waves spawn, but I really need to keep this key. Unfortunately, all these Lindas are holding grenades, so I have to trick them into throwing it before I can gleam off of them. Really? Okay. There's only like 2 of them in here that don't.
Okay.
Yeah, you can use the key as an attack. It's not very good, but you know, that's okay. Are you kidding me?
Wow. Wow.
So there's a 1 in 20 drop. So this is one thing that's not really intended. By run canceling the punches really fast, okay, good job, Williams. I can get a whole lot more stuff out of the tapeworm than you're really supposed to.
Yeah, that was totally not intentional. We saw that out in the wild, and the main reason that we didn't notice it is because run is on the other side of the controller, and so it's an awkward motion to do, and so nobody did it.
Well, I mean, it's not like the end of the world or anything. It doesn't break the game. It just lets me get a lot of stuff.
It was really cool to see people speculating on whether you could kill the worm or not. Like, he can't die, but like you can hit him 1,000 times and he turns super red.
Yeah, in 2-player, if you do that, you can lock him up for a really long time. I wouldn't be surprised if like really good run canceling with 2 players, if you could like just overflow the sprite limit or something like that. Because I've gotten a lot of stuff on in 2-player. All right.
That'd be pretty bad.
This is everybody's favorite.
Yeah, this is a personal favorite boss, although he's really obnoxious because I'm really victimized by what he chooses to do at the beginning of this fight.
Yeah, the way that I've seen you destroy this guy, like we never saw that in testing or anything, right? Like
I did in the wrong order.
it's so it's insane.
Okay. I'm not sure that should have hit me, but we'll go with that. Yeah, he's giving me really bad luck. There we go. So that's the only thing he can do that I can gleam off of, and
How did that?
he gave me the fake cycle.
Fake cycle.
Sometimes he'll just, like when he's dead in that cycle, he'll just keep going. Oh, he did that move. Sometimes he does that move. I'm not sure why. Alright, there we go.
What happened to knife strats?
Is that faster than that
That's
strat?
faster if he doesn't flip kick. Ah!
One of these days, Dragon Dart.
Can we get a roll call at some point?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, this is.
So I'm MURPHAGATOR. By the way, load-bearing robots. They call it out.
Omnigamer.
PJ.
Please don't start that.
True shade.
Bleach.
Blue glass.
Dragon Dark.
Ryudo. Lonely Box Turtle.
Ion. Twitch viewer.
And I'm Kira on the mic, and who do we have on the Skype call?
Was and Sean.
Yeah, that last boss, some really fun stuff can happen if you kill him with a bomb, but the best Williams. Yeah, the game like just is extremely unhappy if you kill that guy with a bomb. All right, so this is the first appearance of Shinobis, who are kind of an unfortunate enemy and kind of a really fortunate enemy. A vast majority of them have this scripted attack that you can glean right at the beginning of whenever they appear. But if you don't get rid of them immediately, they start like jumping around and stuff. And I don't quite understand why, but jumping and various actions that they do just has a ton of invincibility or really messed up hitboxes. So they're kind of like either really easy or they just end up costing a ton of time. Alright, so now we have this game's version of an auto-scroller. Please? Okay.
These lines are great.
Yeah, it is. Alright.
The lines were all written drunkenly.
I would hope so.
Yeah, I would hope so. Let's see. That was a little bit absurd.
And we put the game together, and then we wrote the story afterward.
Yeah.
Please? No, it's not it. If you get, oh, there we go. So yeah, you can kind of like surf over the ground if you get a good missile pattern there. It's just shenanigans. So for any of the fights where the killicopter is involved, as long as I kill everything before the door is shut, it is essentially a frame-perfect fight. That has some really interesting consequences in the next... Oh, I need... no, okay. That has some really interesting consequences in the next stage. No. Okay, 10. Nice. So yeah, ideally I want 10 Power Gambit here. It's the most that I'm gonna get. Yeah. You can see that I'm doing a whole lot of damage now.
The very first version of this route relied on desperation. So
Yeah, Desperation was pretty incredible at level 30.
Desperation increases the amount of damage you do after you get down to half health.
But the reason why that was dropped is because you do so much more damage with Power Gambit earlier in the game.
Yeah, and you have to backtrack a bunch. Alright, so that screen's really scary because the game is really unhappy if you finish it in certain ways. I think... Oh, nice. So this is something else that can happen. Sometimes the game just gets really confused and lets you skip picking up money, and it saves 6 seconds that I can't control at all. It's really unfortunate.
And in this stage, we win if Murph gets a glitch, but we also win if he doesn't.
Oh, the glitch at the beginning is really easy.
I'm so glad that stage didn't crash.
Just holding my breath.
Yeah.
All right, well I'm done playing, so you guys can just do whatever.
That guy moonwalking in to join you.
Yeah.
The helicopter really thinks it knows where you are.
All right, we're back.
Well done.
Get,
Totally professional.
get over here, Williams. Okay. All right.
That was the glitch you were talking
Not yet.
Okay. Well, first I have to dance. It's very important. There's actually some randomness here that can it can't screw me over, but it can force me to end this early because what dance you get is random, and if I get the really long one twice, I'll miss my opportunity to do this next thing.
So don't dance.
Be careful with dance. No, dance
Always
with
dance.
caution.
Okay.
Alright.
So you're saying you need to do the safety dance?
Sure. Oh no, I messed it up. Okay, well I just lost 35 seconds because I didn't kill all those guys before the door shut. But it's okay because this happens.
Yeah, maybe it's worth it.
Was there a Williams over there?
Yes. Yeah. Okay, I didn't explain this before. I actually kind of forgot about it. Any enemy that's not spawned during a fight is not a mandatory kill. So like any of the enemies I just run past that are already there, if they like some of them will follow me into fights, and if they don't get in my way, I just won't attack them because there's no reason to. Oh, good damage rolls. Those hover bizzles are the best. Their AI is so smart. Like that Shinobi there, as long as I don't wake her up, she's just gonna sit there. No, I'm not forgetting. Okay. So yeah, Power Game at 10 you can tell is pretty good because the Bobos are not too happy about those 2 hits. Alright, so you guys donated for it, so here he comes.
Yes.
Also voiced by Sean.
So I actually know this story already, but why don't you guys explain how this happened? Oh yeah, there you go. Trophies. Okay, this is unfortunate. Alright, we...
Yeah, Sean, how did Fuzz Face happen?
Well, you know, that's a very good question. I mean, Fuzzface was just supposed to be that, like a terrible 80s thing, like Snarf, or like the fuzzy thing from Captain EO, Fuzzball, yeah, from Captain EO. And so, I don't know, I drew it and we kept joking about it. And then eventually it went into the game, just like pretty much everything else.
Why? Because why not?
I spent a bunch of time animating it.
Yeah,
It's animated?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
There's animations.
Oh.
Right. That's like the only final art that I did that's actually in this game.
I'm getting really bad. So this thing has a ton of luck involved in where it shoots because I just can't, like, it's just really random where it decides the bullets are going to be. I try and take out some of the stuff because it really gets in the way if I don't take out at least some of it, but...
Now, how much of a brainstorming session was it to name this giant tank?
Not much. A lot of the names for things came about as we were talking about them, the thing that was the most funny sort of rose to the top. And so for a while, the orbs, I forget what they're called originally, but for a while we were just talking about what would you possibly name a ball with legs. And one of the ideas was Mobile Orb, and then like a Gyrorb came out a couple times. We were all in love with Mobile Orb, and we kept saying it like a Pokemon name. And then somebody said, in a bug report, someone wrote like, you know, the Hover Bizzles are 100% more schnizzle or something. And then we decided to rename them.
Alright, so I did kind of a weird glitch on the second phase of that. For some reason, if you push an explosive barrel into another explosive barrel, they'll both blow up and their sprite will be gone, but one of them will be re-rolling the other way. I don't really know why it happens. I'm guessing it's something weird with how their damage works, but it saves like maybe like 1/10 of a second in hitting the thing with the barrels.
If Murph was in 2-player, he'd set up Earthquake mode right now.
Oh, no, I wouldn't do that. That's horrible. Yeah, you can definitely lock the game up on the tank dying.
No.
Wait, what's Earthquake mode?
Okay. Well, what happens is, if you're playing in 2-player and one of the players game's over and then the other finishes the tank before the game over timer is gone, the tank just gets stuck exploding. And it's really loud, too. Okay, this is serious time right here. Some kind of lab. Alright, so we have a new enemy here. Roxy's. Many people will be annoyed because she's that jetpack enemy. Fortunately, they can only do 2 different things, and one of them, well, that happens when they decide to do it. Alright. The pipe also just does so many things. It's pretty unbelievable. There we go. That was a really good fight. Alright, there's another nice little glitch here. So these are knives with scopes, I guess, and jets. They're supposed to, yeah, why not? There's supposed to be a whole bunch of them, but if you run and then just jump through there, they don't spawn.
What?
All right.
If you've joined us in the last few minutes, we have the developers of this game on a Skype call.
And developers, don't feel bad if we put you on a highlight reel with your comments.
It's just so shocking to see someone completely tear apart our game. Like we knew it was kind of glitchy, but it's like it's almost shameful.
All right. So we got Bimmy and Jammy. Power Gambit is really good. Oh, that was cool. I hit it twice. So, all right, Fuzzface. I know you love me, but I wanted to dance.
How much is this game on PS? I think I have to have it.
10. It's 10.
It's also on Xbox Live Arcade.
Yes.
I don't have an Xbox, so PlayStation.
Yep, both
Somebody's
fine
gonna be getting
choices.
my money.
And unfortunately, the online still isn't available, but I think that has to do with the publisher more than anything.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but... Alright, so this is one of the few stages I have control. Oh, nice pose.
Do you want to talk about it, or do you mind if I talk?
No, you can talk. It's just doing the right stuff.
Okay. So, kind of funny story about this game. A lot of the people in the speedrunning community weren't really very excited for this game when it first came out. We just kind of randomly tried it out when it first came out because there was this kind of infamous demo where the game was playing kind of slowly. It was a gameplay video, and I was wondering if you guys could answer why that gameplay video was so slow, because when we all first saw that, we were very not sold on this game. But when we actually played the game, it turned out to be a lot faster and more fun than we ever expected. Do you know what gameplay demo I'm talking about? Video demo I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think so. Well, there are a few reasons. I mean, first off, the game was a little bit slower, and it was probably, I would say, it wasn't as polished as the final game is. We didn't have a lot of the gameplay in place, and so the trailer just didn't quite have as much stuff to show. I think there were also
there was no lighting at all either.
Yeah,
the comments we got was dark.
Yeah, and there are old character models. You remember that, like before the final. So yeah, I mean, it was very much just a work in progress game. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe if I were a marketing maven, I would have sped up the gameplay footage a little bit or something, which they do. You could see that all over game trailers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's pretty standard practice actually.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was really not sold on this game before it came out.
Yeah.
Neither were we. We saw the trailer and we were pretty disappointed.
Yeah, we were pretty saddened when we saw it. Definitely.
The only reason you tried it was because it was free for PS Plus, right?
No, actually, I wouldn't have even tried it for that. I tried it because of a rather infamous and unfortunate review that it got. And let's just say I didn't agree with that review. It just sounded like off to me, and that was the only reason I even played the game in the first place.
So there's no such thing as bad publicity, I guess?
That's the lesson. Alright, so this boss is, other than Mecha Biker, this is the one that's going to cost me the most time. Because what it does right now is what's going to determine how much I can do. Alright, so there's the T-Rex. Oh, come here. Don't do this. There's the shark. Oh, the T-Rex laser. All right. Well, we're gonna force our way through that. Nope. Never mind.
Just kidding.
Yeah. So this would have been a pretty awful pattern. I probably lost like 15 seconds on this fight because they just decided to do what they did.
How did you guys come up with this?
Yeah, I was gonna say. This is my first time seeing this game, and I'd just like to say, what?
Well, there were 3 ideas for bosses that we wanted to do. We wanted to do like a T-Rex that you fought. and we wanted to do a shark, or maybe like a robotic shark, and then we really wanted to do a big giant plant. Bosses. So it was suggested that we just combine them all into one, and so we did.
It makes for a great little shop of horrors.
This is the best way to make a game ever.
Yep.
So for some reason you're allowed to knee drop after the stage has already ended. I'm not entirely sure why. I guess just because you're airborne. So this is where most people quit this game.
Yeah. This game overall is really, really fun, but this part is very the opposite of fun.
I disagree, but you have to actually learn how to do it before it becomes fun.
Yeah, this fight is more about like holding your ground and taking control of the space as opposed to just punching guys till they die. And so it's a little bit different than the rest of the game.
It's also, it's probably overly long. If I had a chance to revisit this, I'd probably decrease it by way.
I have a whip? Okay. Yeah, the Roxys are what kind of killed it for most people, I think.
Yeah.
That was an unfortunate pattern, but worked out. Come on, get down.
Great choice
here.
on music.
Yeah, I was just
See ya. Oh, why would I do that? Okay. So a lot of this is waiting for waves to finish. So like the fact that I killed those first two Williamses that fast like didn't matter at all because I had to wait for another spawn.
The funny thing about the Roxys, the ones who go from right to left will just kill themselves.
Yeah, they're pretty special.
Fuzzface was always here.
He gave me a power gambit!
You got a little earlier. I think you're up to 12.
I know. I maxed out at 10. You can upgrade it more, but in order to do that, you have to stop at a thing that I'm not going to do.
Yeah.
The positioning, it's called a tape smith, and the stages that they put them in are really unfortunate because the first one's in stage 2, and you don't have any mithril yet to upgrade, and the second one is in stage 9, which is just way too late for it to make a difference.
Yeah, the mithril is really for players who are doing multiple playthroughs, like doing the advanced difficulties and stuff.
Because like if you try and go through the harder difficulties without having upgraded stuff, like bad things will happen. Oh, that was really good luck. Except where you didn't die. Okay. Okay.
Don't worry, Fuzzface has got it.
By the way, he can shoot lightning. Yeah.
So that was
Fuzzface
really...
used to have attack collision on him, and if you hurt him, he would try to like smack you back. But we had to take it out because it was causing crazy bugs where the player would receive a hit from Fuzzface and then fly halfway across the screen.
That would be a
clear
problem.
across the street.
It was great.
Damage boosts.
I mean, MURPHAGATOR will know this, but it's equivalent to hitting yourself with the lightning in the final stage.
Oh.
Like that's how far you can.
That's fantastic.
That's pretty.
Oh, okay.
So how many special attacks do you not use? Or rather, how many
8.
do you use?
I used 2 of the 10.
Okay.
A lot of them had uses in various points during planning, but knee drop just doesn't cost anything to use, and it does as much damage as anything else. Okay, I thought I
And
had
also
that.
lets you recover from the air like that.
Yeah, so like it adds a lot of safety to like if you do things wrong. I'm not sure why that wasn't a gleam. Get out of here. Alright, that was a pretty bad screen.
I think the only difference between these skeleton versions and they are mimicking other characters there's a Linda skeleton and a William skeleton. I think the only difference is they don't get into the stun pose where they double over or whatever and you can't throw them.
Yeah.
Or that also means so you can't knee drop them, or flying knee them or uppercut them. But they're not like substantially different, I think.
They have a little bit more health, but I know that like certain enemies it's common. Like even these different Williamses. What is this luck?
Wow. So funny thing, before Murph did this run, he said he got 4 power gambits and he never get luck that good.
I got the first, the practice run I did right before this, I got the first 4 power gambit drops, and I was convinced I was getting none.
Like the only power gambit you didn't get was the first one.
Yeah.
How do you think the strats would change for 2 players?
Okay. So the thing about 2-player is they gave you this high 5 mechanic. And like you know how it's really overpowered that I'm dodging all these enemies to gleam? Well, in 2-player you can just do that whenever you want.
Yeah.
And the animation for it has a ton of invincibility too, so even on like some of the bosses you can just use it to go through their attack and then destroy them. It's really silly.
Yeah, it's more about the metagame of coordinating with your friend than it is about actually
Right.
playing the team.
Oh no.
And so many people still had trouble.
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand the gleam mechanic at all.
That's the thing, to really enjoy this game, get most out of it, you need to learn the gleam mechanic.
Yeah, it like without that the game is a little slow.
Also, he went for the floating monk first because he's one of the most dangerous enemies in the game.
He also has the fewest attacks that I can actually dodge. He only had like only 2 of his attacks out of 4 that he can do. That was not great.
I like how everybody's a silhouette except Fuzzface.
Yeah, Fuzzface is interesting. So I
That's
specifically
only because we didn't do Black Heart for him.
So I specifically waited on that fight because that Abobo has something like 600 HP, and the board only swings for like 500 with the setup I've got now. So I waited so that the Linda's dead body would hit him for the last 100. Oh, I did the wrong thing. Oh well. Okay. So the sword is what?
What?
So this game has some unfortunate input problems. To do the shove, you push forward twice and then the light attack button. And sometimes it'll just happen. There's also another problem with that on the down duck move, which it's really unfortunate, but it happens. So yeah, these are the things that were supposed to spawn on the other stage. I can't despawn them here, unfortunately. Alright, how many lightnings do I have? 3? That's rather unfortunate. Oh well.
At least you've got 13 power units.
Yeah.
I wish. No, I still have 10. Yeah, specifically wait for this Williams, because I want him to swing again so I have a gleam to lightning her. Otherwise, it will run out partway through. Oh, made it. Okay.
Stay down.
Fuzzface putting in that work.
Yeah, Fuzzface gets really special on these areas with like spike things flying around and all that. He's really persistent too. He only goes away once the boss. Yeah, that Williams is fantastic. I love him a lot.
Yeah. Also, the way you use guns in this game is pretty amazing.
Yeah, I wish I could squeeze it in, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to.
It is true to the spirit of beat 'em up. That's all I'll say.
It's pretty fantastic because you definitely have frame disadvantage on hit. That's about all I'll say about that. Alright, this is one of the last screens I actually figured out how to do well, so hopefully we can do this right. 1, 2. Got it. 3. Oh, no thank you, Abobo. Alright, so that's one thing that Abobos can do that is this luck!
So what is that, a 1 in 4 chance?
Yeah, it's a 1 in 4 that any given Abobo will drop one.
That's been 8 now?
Alright, so I'm using a 2-player mechanic there, the high 5. Normally you can't do anything with it, but it lets you drop items. And it turns out that's going to be rather important. 5? Okay. I take that hit because there's something really weird. Wow, that's actually going to help. Nope, never mind, he didn't drop MP. So Fuzzface tried to help me, but he didn't drop any MP, and that was the only thing I needed right now. Fuzzface betrayed me, yeah. But anyway, I take that hit instead of gleaming because there's a weird timing issue where if you gleam and then like you wait a very specific amount of time, like the gleam will start to fade, and right as that's happening, if you duck again, you won't score another gleam. So since I have to wait for the spawns anyway, I just do that. Alright, so anyway, we're gonna pick up the sword again. See ya. So now we've got a lot of downtime.
Yeah.
Donation comments?
Sure.
Yeah, actually, I haven't given any time for that, so
Yeah,
get
we
what you
have
can.
Quite a few. All right, we have $30 from Ben Moten. Great stream, guys. Loving it. This goes to Blue Glass's choice.
And that was Super Metroid 80%.
Super Metroid 80%.
Need so much help.
We have $21 from Jeremy Gaylard, who says hi.
Hi.
And we have $100 from Christopher Broddick. Sorry I missed your clock run countdown, but you own. And shoutouts to all the 502 at SGDQ and watching right now.
We gotta listen for the line.
Oh yeah, this is a pretty important fight.
You guys did clock run?
Yeah. Just a few hours ago.
I'm bad.
You evil jerk! You're going down! Silence! Goob!
Goob, alright.
How many things can he possibly say?
Yeah, he has a big list of things he can say. So he's rather unfortunate if you bring a sword to this fight.
Wow. What?
Yeah,
Where'd you get that sword?
I brought it with me. See, it's weird because going into Marion 2, if you have an item in your hand, it'll take it away. But here, it doesn't care.
Oh, you brought the sword from that. Oh my god.
You should get donation comments in while you can.
We have $10 from Woodley Nye. Awesome speedrunning, guys. Keep it up. Donation goes to Reader's Choice. Save the animals. $10 from Kyle Kaja. I love all of you guys, and this goes to Reader's Choice. Oh. $10 from Anthony Baker 2. I have to contribute to the murder of countless Williamses. Can't wait to see one of my favorite games from one of my favorite runners. Watch out, bro. You'll have some neon competition soon.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
That's not correct.
$10 from Kirk Q. Just wanted to say good luck on the run, Murph. And when's the power shovel run?
It's coming.
SGDQ.
Okay, so this is a nice damage boost. Lightning hits you if there's no other legitimate targets, and in this section, that section, it doesn't do it anymore, but any hit at all will do damage cap, and then send you flying. Anyway, I talked over his speech. This fight is pretty cool if I get it right.
He also wanted to do that to refill his magic.
Yes. Sort of. I don't know. Okay, got the first kick. I've been missing that a lot lately. So I'm going to take a hit here, because it tricks him into doing another swing that I wouldn't normally get. And it seems rather innocent right now. But, oh, where are you going? Okay.
That's stun.
Question marks?
Oh wow!
Oh, good combo, good combo. Wow. All right, well, if he hadn't magically hit me out of a duck, then he would have been dead.
Yeah. Right, it's back when you punch it, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Game fights back.
Yeah, the game was not too happy about that. But that's okay, because he is out of here.
Let's get the shot. Alright, 43-37.
Alright.
And now turn the volume on at serious time.
Yeah, this is a pretty fabulous song.
That was incredibly well done.
Yeah.
And I think the game clock is a little...
Yeah, the game clock's kind of weird. It clocks in somewhere in the middle of this song. It's about 3.5 minutes different from real time.
What's your fastest time? I know it was like 38 minutes and 1 second before this past week. Did you beat it this week?
I haven't beaten it. I got within 3 seconds on a practice run. I have a lot of new things.
And that was with getting fuzz face?
Yes, with getting fuzz face, which probably costs 3 seconds.